Need to, very straightforward. We're talking about necessity. I need to do something. But if I make it negative, if I say I don't need to, then I'm expressing that I don't have the necessity or I don't have the obligation. Okay? So all of these words, must, have to, need to, we usually call them modals. Okay? And we're going to see that here. We call them modals of obligation. So why do we call them modals? Because these words give us a little extra information to the action. If I say, go to the office, or like the example it says, have your driver's license. So basically we don't have more information. We just have the action and the context. Get your driver's license, have your driver's license, use your driver's license. But when we introduce these words like have to, must, should, need to, we add extra information to the action. Okay, so that's why we call it modal, because it gives you extra mode or extra information. All right, so we have 4 different levels. Okay, so you can see here obligation, necessity, something that is the opposite, unnecessary, or something that is prohibited. So which words actually refer to those categories? So if we want to express obligation, now we have in the first one, yes. Okay, so it says you and then space have your driver's license. So we're missing a word right there in the middle. So which word do you think we should use? We have, and okay, just read at the bottom. It says, remember, use must and mustn't with all person. Okay, and I said must, it's mandatory, it's obligation, 100%. Okay. Now, if it is optional, if you have like 50-50 possibility, or then we say have to. Okay, so notice that here, this is a 50-50. You have to go through security before you fly. So it sounds like it's obligation, all right? But if you don't go through security, then you don't travel, right? You still have the choice of not traveling, okay? So this is obligation, but you can say no, all right? Now, in the first level, this is, okay, you cannot quit, okay? So you must have your driver's license, okay? So you cannot oppose. I cannot say, no, I don't need my driver's license, okay? Like, this is law, okay? This is the, something you cannot say no to, okay? Now, for example, if you're driving, okay, and you see a red light in the traffic light, and it's red again, so what are you supposed to do? What's your obligation? Now, like, I'm giving you an example. Like, if you're driving and you see a red light, right? What do you do? Good, you stop, right? Now, you must stop or you have to stop? Okay, you have to stop. If you say, I have to stop, you think it's optional, okay? Because it kind of is, right? So if you see the red light, according to the law, you must stop because it's the law, it's obligation, all right? But if you say, oh, okay, there is a red light, I have to stop, it means that you still have the option of not stopping. So, and it is true, because you can always run by, okay? So I have to stop, but you know what? I'm in a hurry, so I'm gonna step on the gas and I'll pass the red light, okay? So it wasn't mandatory, exactly. And then if you say have to, it's always like, It's a sense of responsibility. Okay, so I have the responsibility of doing something. Like I have to wake up early. So if you say I have to get up early, I have to go to the gym, it means you have the responsibility, but because it's optional. Now if I say you must, this is mandatory, okay? Obligatory, mandatory, okay? There is no options. You got it? Okay, awesome. So, and this is different of expressing necessity. Now, when you express necessity, you simply use the word need. Okay, so I need to do something. I need to pack my suitcase. Okay, say it with me. I need to pack my suitcase. There we go. Now notice the color. Okay, need to, it's red, and then pack, it's in blue, because blue are the actions, right? They are the verbs. And then need to, must, should, they are the modals. And the modals are always before the action, before the verb, okay? You have to go through security before you fly. Have to, red, go, it's blue, right? And the action is right after the modal. They have to call a taxi. Okay, say it with me. They have to call a taxi. Okay, so again, this sounds like necessity, okay? So, if they are in the airport, they arrive to Australia and they need to get to the hotel, then they have to call a taxi, okay? They need to call a taxi. There's no other way. They cannot walk, okay? So we're expressing necessity. And if something is the opposite, if something is unnecessary, we just make it negative, okay? So instead of saying I need to, you would say, right here, negative. Good. You don't need to worry about a customs form, okay? You don't need to worry about a customs form. So that is the opposite of something being necessary. It is unnecessary. Okay, and if we get to the level of prohibition, then we use the word must. So you must or mustn't. Okay, mustn't, because this time it's a prohibition. So you mustn't forget your passport, okay? All right, now let's focus on, okay, there we go. And let's focus on this exercise, okay?